Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bun. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it, 1 day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right, penalty box for Slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, Slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
All the best. Welcome back to the channel. It's Monday. What's up, everybody? It's me, Megan Fox. I'm your favorite medium smart journalist and, according to my detractors today on X, a gutter muppet. I don't know what that is. But I'm willing to put it in my Twitter bio because it was funny and it made me laugh. Joining me, as usual, is the panel of beautiful ladies. No dicks allowed here. We've got Mo in the deep end, Jennifer Williams, and Flux. How's it, Flux? How's everybody today? Yeah, welcome to the summer edition of this show where my hair will be up for the duration of 90-degree weather. Okay? Yes. This is it. We're braiding. Thank you. But we're braiding now. We're braiding. That's what we're doing. Because we cannot handle this heat. Oh, so I'm not coming unbraided. This is staying in until the weather improves. Okay. Because and the thing is that what I do is I get out of the shower with wet head and then I put my leave-in conditioner and then I soak the hell out of it with the anti-humidity gel. And then I braid it to my head. And then it stays for like several days. I'm on like day 2 of these, which I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, very Little House on the Prairie. Glad that you're here. Welcome. We are going to do, what are we doing? Hernandez trial.
Something.
We are on the second part of the expert that is a non-expert witness. The judge would not allow the witness to be an expert.
Even what is she then? What is she?
I don't know. If you guys remember.
She's a
semi-spurt.
A semi-spurt.
Semi-spurt.
Yeah. God, that sounds dirty. Phrasing. Phrasing.
Phrasing.
That does sound like something I go to Tumblr to learn about. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is this a new sexuality we didn't know about?
don't give them any ideas.
It's in the new plus part.
I have, let's see, I am the princess says, I wish I had someone in my life that knew how to braid hair. I braid my own hair, but as you can tell, well, actually it's evened out. So this side was higher than this side earlier today, but the braids loosened. So they kind of settled into the same, approximately the same space. It's very difficult to braid your own hair, but you got to learn how to do it. The arms get tired though. Like, this is why it's good that it lasts more than a day, because you get very tired being up here. Do you start your braids down here, Flux, or do you do the French?
I have to start down here because I can't, it's too hard.
It's too hard because you have so much going on down here to pull it all, the way it has to be done. I started doing the, not French braids. These are, the inverted French, which is, what is it called? Dutch braids.
Yes.
And now that I learned how to do a Dutch braid, I now cannot do a regular French braid on my head. My fingers won't do it. They keep going under the other way. But I actually like the Dutch braid better. It's tighter. Yeah. The Dutch braid is tighter than the phrasing.
Phrasing.
That's what she said.
But it's better if you can do it. All right, you may check off hair talk on your bingo cards. Actually, I haven't put the bingo card up yet. Let me pull up the bingo cards and remind you all to hit the like and subscribe on your way in, whether you are watching here on YouTube or over on Rumble. I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it very much. And also, if you do not send me your ramen money, but if you have Starbucks money laying around and you feel like you'd rather give it to me to tip me for the show, that would be great. You can do that through super chats or super tips, which I will also pin to the top of the chat when I get my shit together, which clearly it is not together right now because I'm still in the middle of doing it. All right, somebody say something while I type because I can't type and talk.
Something.
Although I will say that, okay, day like 5 of Keto Brains, and I kind of broke down the good news and bad news to Mr. Mo. So I'm like, do you want the good news or the bad news? And he's like,
I know exactly what's bad. I know
and
what
I was
it
like,
is.
I feel a lot better. Here's the problem. I think I do better with like 2 scoops a day. Also, I need the creatine and everything. So,
you tried the creatine?
Well, no, but I figured if I'm going to do the subscribe and, thing, I might as well. Yeah. Because I can always, not subscribe to that bit if I want to modify my packages and such.
Yep.
Phrasing.
Phrasing.
No, but
also, can we bitch about early 90s fashion? Why does I forget that if you have boobs of any sort of fashion, because they have the little triangle bit, like you don't have any boobage at all. So it kind of hits you mid-boob, mid-nip.
This is why I like I'm like all Dutch
the peasant
today.
tops.
That's why I like the peasant tops because they actually are roomy enough to fit them.
Well, see, I got this influx of vanity, and I thought, I've lost weight. I can wear these early 90s styles. And then I forgot the logistics of boobsicles. And I was like,
and the seams. Oh, the seams always hit right in the middle.
Yeah, like right in the middle. And it's just
weird. I unfortunately don't know that problem.
Mo and I do. We're very familiar.
I
with
always
not being
wanted
able
to be
fit
on
into
the itty
anything in the
bitty
90s.
committee. I did not want to be the president of the older, the bolder, shoulder the holder
committee.
I didn't. We all want to be on the other side of the divide. It just
that's true.
Yeah.
The grass,
actually,
the
that's
boob is
not
always
true.
greener.
I have never wanted to be on the other side. You know why?
I always did.
I have always had a little bit of a chubby problem after high school, and I always was very thankful that I don't have the issue of the middle sticking out more than the top, because that would be awful.
I love our weird kind of fitness justification. I just don't want to jiggle when I brush my teeth.
And I don't want my belly.
If I got a
sticking out
6-pack,
further than
I'd be like,
the tatas.
I would be. It wouldn't be good for humanity. I'd be flaunting it everywhere. So just not jiggling while I brush my teeth.
Could I not jiggle while I brush my teeth, please? Speaking of toothbrushing, I got one of those weird sticks from Africa that's keeps showing up on my feed on Instagram.
Let me know
and
how
I
that.
swear to God, look at how white my teeth are.
Really? Because that scares me. I'm afraid I'm gonna get I'm gonna go to the doctor and they're gonna be like, "Well, no, your throat hurts. You've got all these twigs in your."
No,
this is what happens when you follow TikTok.
Here's the thing. Weirdly, and I don't know, I plead the fifth on how I know this, but it smells and tastes like cocaine.
Why do we have a sponsorship right now?
Listen, the 90s was a wild time, okay? I don't recommend it for anyone now. Plus is out. It's like, I'm out. I can't.
No, I'm just imagining rackets. Normally sponsoring this.
It's true, though. It's true.
Normally with that picture, I have the little, it says K, like Spanish what? It goes K.
Where's your red flag? Where's your red flag? You should have been waving that already. You guys,
that's how Megan's keeping the house clean and everything going.
No. I only know this because I was a wild child in college, but I haven't touched any garbage for a very long time. But it does. The smell and like the way I don't know what it, I'm like, what the hell? The good news is
now I kind of want to buy one for this, not for the teeth at any point.
Poor Jen. Jen's like, what did I walk into?
I mean, are we sure what kind of stick it's made from? Like, you feel good about it?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Look, I just lost so many live viewers. It went down right around the time I said I went from 230 to 155. They're like, we're out.
Come on. People have passed and they can be fun.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think YouTube had a glitch because it glitched down right then and then they all came back. So I don't know. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, it was really quite funny because I'm brushing my teeth with this thing and I'm like, this is weirdly familiar. What is this reminding me of? And I'm like, oh, weird. But no, it works. It works. It really, it works.
Your teeth do look beautiful.
They do look beautiful.
Don't they look white?
You're looking like CSI, common sense investigator. Beware. Dental envy is rampant.
The Coke stick made your teeth white, you think? No, it's really not made out of cocaine. You can buy it on Amazon. It just smells and tastes a little bit like it. And I'm sure that's whatever, like...
It tastes...
Yeah, there's like a taste.
So searching for it on Amazon, cocaine stick is not.
No, that's not what you're
cocaine stick.
Yeah, what is it really called? Because I've forgotten.
All right, what is the stick for tooth?
The teeth stick.
Yeah, stick for teeth whitening from Africa. That's what it is. Or miswak. It's called a miswak stick, and they have them on Amazon for like $8.
Megan,
and I'm telling you,
how would one spell miswak? I'm guessing
MISWAK.
I was right.
And I'll tell you what. It also makes your gums a little tingly, which
oh my gosh. Megan, are you like piecing all this together right now?
It's not from the coca plant, so I don't, but it is very similar taste and smell. I'll just put it that way. I don't know, but it works. My teeth are white.
Have you been really productive lately?
Not really. No.
So
dang
the
it.
tree that comes from.
I'm buying 12 right now.
I'm buying 18. I need to clean my room.
Maybe there's just something in it that's similar to what's in a coca plant that gives you the tingling. I don't know. Maybe it is a plant. Plants do all sorts of crazy shit.
I was going to say it's made from a tree. So are we sure, or a plant? Are we sure it's not cocaine?
right, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Hold on. Let's ask.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm like, oh, it
My miswak stick tastes and smells like cocaine. What is it?
This is how Skynet turns evil.
Because it doesn't say which plant. It just says that it's plant-based. So, you know.
It does say on the thing that the taste of it takes a while to get used to. But I was like, oh, this is familiar.
You're like, is this Trident? God, this is really familiar. Fix it.
Oh God. Natural compounds in the miswak root from the Salvador parisca contain sulfur compounds and other plant chemicals that some people describe as peppery, medicinal, horseradish-like, or even chemically. Different batches can taste very different. It does not. It says no. It just smells like. It says if it genuinely. Let's see. If you bought it, no, it's not. It's new. It's new. It's not old. But people report that it can smell like chemicals. Earthy with a sharp chemical note, similar to mustard, wasabi, or even cocaine, or a numbing medicinal smell. There you go.
I need to start my own company now. Twice the coca taste.
It was vacuum sealed. It wanted to know if it was vacuum sealed.
Now ChatGPT's worried about you.
ChatGPT is sending out a 5150.
It says it's likely to be from the fresh miswak itself rather than contaminated. I don't think it's contaminated. It came vacuum sealed. It was fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's great. My teeth are nice and white. I like it. It worked. Whatever. I don't know.
Nice.
Try it.
Nice.
All right. We have now reached
the obligatory
of obligatory bullshit, which I'm sure will get clipped and sent around on the Machado show. She's going to start calling me. I'm now going to be known as the
Cokehead Megan. No,
yeah.
I
think I like that better than creative. Yeah. Also, kids, do not do drugs. Don't. They're bad for you, especially now with all the fentanyl hidden in everything. There's no point in it. It's no fun anymore. It's not the 80s. It's not the 90s. They're going to kill you out there. So this is another reason why the 80s and 90s were better. No one had to worry about that. But we do now. So don't do it. It's not worth it. All right. Rogue says, should I just clip it for you and just put it out? I got tiger blood. You can't handle it. All right.
They should put a warning label on keto brains though, because like your first taste of it, you're like, I can do all the things, and I was over here doing all the things, and then my body was like,
you can do none of the things.
My body was like, let's ease into doing the things.
Oh Lord. All right, I don't have it pulled up yet. You are the power. All right, we were watching Dr. What was her name?
Maureen
Bixler. Maureen Bixler. She's not a doctor. What is she?
She's a nobody, apparently. Now.
Apparently.
Doesn't know shit.
We're not going to let that in.
Ooh, guess
she's only certified by 37 different committees and everything, but
guess who is after Maureen Bixler? Well, Jennifer can't answer this because she knows.
Ooh.
Dr. Bones, Dr. Indiana Bones.
Yes, we love Dr. Bones.
We love Dr. Bones.
Yes, we do.
So I'm excited because that will be next week's. I'm probably not going to be back this week to do more because it is Camp Cousin Fun. So I'm spending time with with my sister-in-law, and Hangry and Hangrietta are running around my portion of New York, causing all kinds of trouble. So we're doing most of that.
Hangry
all right,
and Hangrietta. I love that.
Hangrietta, yeah. They're both very similar. They both get very grouchy when they're hungry. But I mean, who doesn't? I took them to baseball camp today. They were both in baseball camp, and I got to hand it to Henrietta. She hung with the boys. Allegedly, it was for girls too, but she was the only girl signed up.
Aww.
But she had a good time, so luckily,
Well, that's good.
I think she's going back tomorrow. So yes, Indiana Bones theme song. You may check that off your bingo cards if you have it. Maureen Bixler is the woman we have been listening to testify. As we just found out, the judge is not allowing her to be an expert witness. She's not allowed to give any opinion, though she witnessed the family interact. Here we go.
All right, so Ms. Bixler, we've heard a little bit about your excellent educational and qualification background and all the different things you've served on in Forsyth County regarding child abuse. Are you a mandatory reporter, a mandated reporter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the jury has already heard, but does that mean that you have to report any suspicion you have of child abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long have you been working in this field?
Since 2005.
2005. Okay, so what were you hired to do in the case of the Hernandez family, and who hired you?
I was hired by the Forsyth County Department of Family and Children's Services. The juvenile court judge had asked that I get involved on January 30th, 2024. In regards to the fact that the case had not had much movement in their original case plan. And so I was asked to look at everything that had been done and then help create a case plan and work with Mrs. Hernandez as her individual therapist and to address any issues that would cause the case to not be able to move forward in reunification.
So as January 30th of 2024, so you did not get involved on or before June 6th and through 8th, 2023, when Emma Hernandez was removed from the custody of her parents.
Correct.
Okay. Was there anything, based on your experience in the field, was there anything unusual about the time frame in which you were brought in on the case in this role?
Objection, relevance.
And Your Honor, goes to the course of the investigation.
Well, I'll give her some background, some leeway if she can give some background regarding her original involvement. You can testify.
Thank you, Your Honor. So was there anything unusual about the stage at which you became involved in the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what that was?
So when I got involved on January 30th, 2024, I was given the comprehensive child and family assessment that was done by a different agency. When I read that assessment, that is how you create a case plan. You create that case plan
I forgot to call objection on the bingo card. Objection.
under the juvenile court law by using the comprehensive child and family assessment.
Okay,
Well,
just one second, Matt. I don't want to go into the juvenile court case and what they do, okay? So if there's something that's irregular about juvenile court, it's not, we're in Superior Court, okay?
And Your Honor, it's not necessarily the actions of the juvenile court that we believe are most relevant for the jury, but the role that the defendants played in this process and how they participated in their efforts to reunite with their children.
That goes into, no ma'am, we're not going into.
Oh, what a dick. What a dick. And judge does something annoying and what a dick. I'm calling it now. Good God.
This is a rough way to start a Monday. Megan, we should have picked Dr. Bones. We should have gone out of order.
God, I hate this judge. Wow.
So, do you usually get involved at an earlier stage in these cases?
It depends.
Okay. So in this case, when you got involved, what did you do?
When I got involved with this matter, I was asked to go through every medical record with Mrs. Hernandez and process with her thoughts and feelings around the medical issues of Emma Hernandez.
Your Honor, these are defendant's statements. That's hearsay.
Court is not going to allow you to go into that.
She did not
I'm just
give.
asking what she was assigned.
That's what she was assigned to do. That's what she was assigned.
This judge needs to have his house TP'd, and it shows.
Yes, but it also, the judge might be thinking that he's making this look balanced, but he's making this look incredibly unbalanced. He's supposed to be a neutral arbiter. And again, the jury has to be sitting there thinking, okay, wait, so she's an expert in all of, or not an expert in all of these things, but has certifications.
That's the thing, is she is an expert.
And they heard all of her qualifications, which were unreal.
The juror has to be thinking, why in the hell isn't she allowed to talk about this? The state brought no investigation. They brought no police officers, no nothing. They just brought these doctors
So
up.
then DFACS says, go through everything with Miss Hernandez. And she does that. And that's when Maureen started realizing, hey, your daughter is sick. Your daughter has a problem.
Oh, God.
Because she went through all of it that she was told to do.
And she's a mandated reporter. So if she had any indication that there was something wrong, she is required to report it.
Well, that's why they don't want her to talk, because she didn't find anything.
Right. Poor Maureen, you can see it on her face. She's confused. And as it goes, she gets more confused and more timid because she continuously gets shut down.
I hate this judge.
To do by the court, Your Honor.
It's not relevant if it's relating to parental fitness. It's not the issue.
This parental fitness thing.
So if it's not the issue, not allow you to go into it.
Okay, Megan, can you pause?
Your Honor, we'll just go ahead and continue.
I know I'm still dumb at this, or maybe it's the touch of autism I have, but isn't the jury's ultimate, adjudication ultimately at the bottom of it the fitness of the parents? Because if they adjudicate them guilty, they're not fit parents. If they adjudicate them, so
I guess
it be in the purview of the
standard that he's claiming that the standard for juvenile court is parental fitness, and the standard in criminal court is guilty or innocent. It's not parental fitness, allegedly. But I don't know how. That can't be a consideration. We didn't have any of these problems in the Tim's case, right? And it was also a criminal trial. This did not even come up in the Tim's case. Jennifer, I don't remember now because I have a terrible memory. But were there people testifying to their parental fitness in that case, the Tim's case?
No, they didn't have any therapists. They only had really everybody from the state, the DFACS and the CASA, which are not trained, right? They're not trained the way a therapist is. However, they do testify to their behavior. Remember, they made a big deal about when Brady took Jameson and put him down in the bouncer. And she was trying to get at hey, he wasn't a loving father.
Right.
He didn't want to spend time with his son the way Miss Timms did. So they were allowed to express opinions, and they weren't even qualified to do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bizarre. This whole thing is bizarre. So they're allowed to give negative opinions on parental fitness, but nobody's allowed to give positive opinions on parental fitness. Yeah, that tracks.
And the one good thing for the Timms is their juvenile case did close very quickly, but that's because Judge Auntie Sue, she closed it. She had recommended them one day, you need to sign your kid over to family. Do that so we can close out this DFACS case. And think of how nice that was that she said to do that. And Heather Dunn, the judge in this family's case, never would have done that. But she should have. And they could have gone to Tony and Took and not had to deal with all of this extra juvenile stuff.
This is crazy.
For purposes of the record, we believe parental fitness is relevant to charges of aggravated battery, family violence, and cruelty to children.
And Ms. Menard, I've addressed that with you several times now.
Oh, God.
So that
yeah, well, she continues her objection.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's more for the jury at this point.
To do this, what information did you have access to in the course of your assigned role?
Were you watching at this point, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Did you notice the jury getting visibly annoyed at all during this? Do you remember what the jury was doing?
I think everybody in the room felt uncomfortable because as it goes on, you just feel very uncomfortable. You don't really know where to look. You feel bad for Maureen. You're thinking how desperate Matt and Tocky are. So I don't really remember watching them too often, just feeling like almost nervous to even look anywhere. It was just so uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I had access to the parental fitness evaluations that were done. I had access.
Mr. Dahl, I'm going to take a brief recess. I want you to speak with your witness, okay? This is the third time we've mentioned parental fitness, which I've asked you not to go into.
Your Honor, she's, as a fact witness, she is describing her actions taken in this case.
Contrary to my instructions. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just let you go back out for just a moment.
So she's what?
She's not allowed to say what she was there for.
You have to lie?
It's not like she's trying to say parental fitness. That's just the name of the paperwork
That's
plan.
the name of the evaluation. Good Lord.
He is being...
And now he's making her feel like she did something terrible. Speak to
You
your
see her
witness.
face? She's
Yeah.
kind of like, what'd I do wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think that this plays very well to the jury, and I think Catherine understands that, because at the bottom line, every juror is going to say, "Yeah, you know,
what's going on
if
here?
I'm
Yeah,
looking at this
what's going on
logically,
here?"
I am, in this criminal case, deciding whether they're fit parents or not. That is part of my equation.
Even if you're not supposed to do that, that is what they're doing. They are taking in all the information about what kind of people they are to decide, can that kind of person hurt their 2-month-old baby?
And I think it's a difference between term of art and then colloquialism. So he's talking about a standard in juvenile court, whereas where Catherine is saying, and what the rest of us are hearing, or at least interpreting, is at the end of the day, you're deciding whether these parents, really hurt this child, kind of their fitness as parents. So that's how they're thinking about it. And he's being so bullheaded that he's not realizing kind of the common through line.
But it does play into letting the jury see, because Catherine, instead of skirting around it, she continuously hits it headstrong. I don't know if she's playing dumb or if she's like, literally like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. Is she playing dumb? Like, keeps hitting it?
No,
And
she's
it's like,
doing it. She's absolutely not playing dumb. She continues to say it for the benefit of the jury, and she's risking that he's going to get real sick of it and hold her in contempt of court, because he's already told her she does not necessarily have to. She could continue to just say, "We're continuing our objection," and stop, and that would be good enough for the record. But she doesn't. We're continuing our objection. That blah 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 blah, so that the jury understands. Oh shit,
this is
we kind of agree with her.
I also want to know, like, okay, judge, then how can they defend themselves? Like, they don't have to. They don't have to put up a defense. But if they did, what would you allow as a defense here? Because he almost tried to tell them how, and it was like, well, I can't tell you how to do your defense. Well, yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, but then this is burden shifting.
We missed that. Yeah, you're right. It is burden shifting. Absolutely.
And Catherine points that out at least twice. She's already pointed it out once. Like, the burden is not on the defense to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
They're still putting forth. And remember, even if you say, well, they should only do medical, they tried, and one of their doctors, Dr. Pauls, was not even allowed to testify in this trial because he's in Amsterdam, and the state, Caroline Yee, wouldn't allow Zoom.
Which is
so the
crazy.
judge agreed with her. Yeah, in this day and age, in another country, that's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know when America became this like epitome of like perfect health, where we have all the perfect health doctors. We are like, but if you go to court, apparently these doctors, you can't trust outside countries. Like, are we? What happened to all these countries that like were like, oh, you have to go there for medical treatment because that's just what you do? Is that like that was never a thing? Am I in the wrong timeline? Was that never?
Maybe we
like,
jumped timelines and we don't recall it.
Here's my other thing, and it's always confused me about this particular trial, the Hernandez trial. We are charging serious felonies, and there is not a single police officer or investigator that actually shows up. How
Not
for
even
80
one.
years in prison and not a single police
one
officer looked into
investigator?
this?
That's
say
crazy.
what crime
It's
took place.
terrifying.
When and why? I know. It's terrifying that that they are even on trial. They shouldn't even be on trial. This is insane. Where is the evidence that any crime was actually committed? There is none.
No.
None. Zero.
There was no abuse. There was no
there.
battery or assault.
Hernandez is back, so we're ready.
Thank you. All right, so Ms. Bixler, let's see if we can.
But we didn't get to
describe
see
work
the
that you've done on
yelling
this case
portion, I guess.
in an accurate and fair way. What was your first step when you were given the case of Emma Hernandez and her family?
My first step was I had an intake with Mrs. Hernandez, and I had her sign releases of information regarding anything regarding the matter of what happened to her child.
Okay. And in your experience, have you had a lot of people who have been resistant to signing these releases?
Yes, ma'am.
Was Ms. Hernandez resistant in any way to signing these releases?
Objection, relevance.
Why is that irrelevant?
I'm sorry, what is the basis of the court's ruling?
I believe you're trying to address DFACS.
Oh
Not
my
asking about
God.
Ms. Hernandez's cooperation. I find this not appropriate.
I am asking about the cooperation because I believe it goes directly to intent, Your Honor.
Objection sustained.
Oh my God, sustained. You may check off sustained.
Did you get all the documents you needed?
Yes, ma'am.
And
See, now that objection was really stupid because she was able to get the answer in anyway.
Anyway, so funny. It's
And it's really dumb because it shows the state just completely unfair, trying to keep any evidence of these parents being decent and good parents off the record. And I don't think anybody in that jury is like, yeah, this seems fair. Like, go ahead.
Love to get
going, Yee. Keep
Caroline
going.
Yee. Let's get Caroline Yee on here as a guest and just be like, what were you thinking?
Why did you think this was going to work for you by making it so unfair that you thought that a jury was going to side with you? Like, what made you think that this was making you sympathetic to a jury full of parents?
Right.
I would like to, if there was a juror that would be willing to talk, because I would like to see, again, what translated. Because I do think a lot of lawyers, now not Catherine, I think Catherine's very aware of how she plays to a jury, but I think some lawyers are very unaware. I think Miss Yee might be very unaware how she appears to juries, because she doesn't appear at all professional or respectful. She seems kind of like, again, if you are going to straw man that this is the most important, you care about children, stand up fully, address the court fully. Don't look like you're just
Speak into
phoning
the
things
microphone.
in.
Stand up straight. Do your hair. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I know these are all small and surface things, but they go to showing that you care about your job
being
and you
so
care about your
petty.
case.
Yeah,
Stop
being so
being. Her name should be Prosecutor Petty, because she's
Pretty
just
much.
making such a big deal out of these little things that are going to get through to the jury. Like, they're going to get the answer to this question. There's
Now they
other-
know Tocky did not resist. They already know.
Yep.
They heard that.
And they
did
know,
not say no.
and they know that other parents did. You know when Yee should have objected was when the question was asked, "Do people fight you on this?" That's when she should have objected, because
Sure.
they let that answer come in. So why can't you say, "Did she object to this?"
Yeah, and
Good point.
And the relevance of any other people objecting is irrelevant because we're not talking about other people. So that would have been a perfect point to say, hey,
Yep.
we're
But
That's
she's,
not
doing
she's
this.
slow. Yee is slow.
She's a
She
little slow,
looks
bless
to
her
the
heart.
judge to help her. And oh, that's a new cat. I haven't seen that one before.
That's Lord
Which
Dingus.
cat is that, Mo? Dingus?
He's Dingus, the Maine Coon. He's looking for food. I don't have any currently.
He's big.
Big
yeah.
I love Maine Coons. They're huge.
Get down. Ridiculous.
What were the documents that you obtained through the releases that were signed?
I obtained all the medical information. I obtained all of the previous mental health workers that had worked directly with Mrs. Hernandez. I obtained that information. And I obtained the current people that were doing the supervised visitations. I obtained that information. And I'm sorry, and I also obtained Mrs. Hernandez OBGYN records so that I could help create a treatment plan based around all of the issues, or if there were issues that Mrs. Hernandez were experiencing.
So you said you got all of the medical records. Does that include the records from CHOA?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the CHOA records already contain the OBGYN records?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
So
she went
were
the
you
extra
the first
step.
person to obtain the OBGYN
Unreal.
records and place them
Yes,
into
that's how we
Ms.
got them.
Hernandez's legal record?
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Again, 80 years in prison, and they couldn't even add her
Now,
OBGYN
did you
records.
personally
Unreal.
review all of these
Jesus.
records in the course of your work for the Hernandez family?
Yes, ma'am.
And now let's just bounce back to your so you are working here.
Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. The juvenile court, the judge asks Maureen Bixler to get involved.
Yes.
The court wants Maureen Bixler's expert opinion. Maureen Bixler then gives her expert opinion, which is this baby is not being abused. There's underlying medical issues. And what did the juvenile court do with that information, Jennifer? Did they care?
No, they prolonged the entire case and moved these girls into a foster home further away.
So why did they ask Bixler for her opinion in the first place?
It's a really great question.
Also,
It's a really
again,
great question. Like, what
state
was Heather Dunn thinking was going to be found?
Yeah.
Also, this seems like a woman who is truly called to work with people who are suffering from addictions, mental health. You know, some of the things that a lot of people burn out. And what do we think causes burnout of the quality people who should be doing this kind of work? The stupid bureaucratic red
get
tape
treated like
ridiculousness.
garbage.
You know, that makes it impossible for them to actually help families.
Well, I wonder how she feels after dedicating so much of her time to this case and going over all the medical records, including the ones that the stupid other doctors wouldn't even look at, only to be completely discounted by the same court that asked her to get involved.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I wonder how she feels now. I feel terrible for her. This is awful that they wasted her time and her expertise. How dare they?
Yeah.
Honestly, why call someone if you weren't like this with this kind of a, background and expertise and everything else, and then you're just going to completely discount everything she says because it doesn't
To make the family suffer.
They thought
Right,
that she would
it
be a
was
rubber stamp
helpful.
for them.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
But they had used her before, right?
Yes, she was the DFACS investigator. She used to work for DFACS as an investigator, as a case manager. So I would love to know, and I think I have a way to find out actually, how often does she get referrals now, specifically from Forsyth County DFACS? I plan to find that out actually.
You know what else I would like to know? If you can find out that prior to this case, had she mostly been in agreement with DFACS when she was called to, be an expert for them in other cases?
Yeah.
Were there any other cases where she disagreed with them?
That's a very
Because
good question.
I have a feeling that maybe she had been in agreement before and they just thought they could rely on her to be a rubber stamp.
And maybe rightly so. Maybe the majority of her parents really do have something to work on. That's
right. No,
right?
that's
Like,
understandable. Wait, listen, the majority of families that are coming through DFACS, there's going to be a problem, whether it's an alcohol or drug abuse or whatever. So it wouldn't surprise me if most of the cases she had consulted on before she'd been in agreement with them. The question is, are they willing to listen when their trusted expert says, no, I'm sorry, you got this
Not
one
this
wrong.
time. Right.
You know, they don't appear to be, but I would like to know if that, you know, maybe that's the problem, is that they just assumed she was going to be on their side.
Right.
Very annoying.
Just making sure I'm going to phrase this absolutely correctly. As a mandated reporter, you report any suspicion of child abuse, right?
Correct.
And as someone who has worked in this field, you have seen actual cases of child abuse, correct?
Correct.
Objection. Right. She's slowing down a lot.
What is she? I know what she's objecting to. She said, you've seen actual cases of child abuse, right? As in, this is clearly not one.
The actual.
Is that a cheeseburger muppet? I love it.
It's a
big nothing
Marty the
burger.
moron. It's an idiot sandwich.
An idiot sandwich.
I love it.
I have
We're
a button
watching
for
the
that.
Tyler Robinson trial. That's the only way we can do this.
Goodness.
Lord, I don't know where you're going. She may be correct. I don't know. But,
Well, if you don't know where she's going, then let her keep going.
Yeah.
Giving opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking about the witness's experience, Your Honor.
She does.
Your Honor, she has not been tendered as an expert witness.
I agree.
So what? She's asking about her experience.
She's a treating social worker though, right? And she's treating
Steve jumped in there.
client and my client and her husband.
Well, she's not been qualified as an expert witness to give opinion.
And I didn't ask for her opinion. I asked her about cases that she has worked of actual child
Her
abuse,
experience.
But I'm not allowed so far. I said I didn't know where you were going.
Oh my God.
Cheetos.
So, Ms. Bixler, so
Yeah.
you have worked on many cases of actual child abuse, is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so we have
Can you
overruled.
estimate approximately how many in your career? I know that's a big question after 21 years.
Thousands. I mean, that I've supervised, we serve
Thousands.
23 counties in Georgia. I mean, I either oversee or directly work. I mean, I usually see around 30 patients a week for 21 years. And that's direct services.
Did you
And then
start
the
when she
others,
was
I
12?
supervise
I know.
22
looks
so
licensed
young.
therapists doing work in 23 counties since 2018.
Man, what is your
So-
skincare? Tell us.
That's irrelevant though.
It's more relevant than
For
apparently
review
fitness
of
of parents.
Medical records, did you discover any information that you considered relevant to your assigned work on the Hernandez case?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection. Calls for hearsay.
Wait. What was the question?
Your assigned work, or any information that
No. She said, in your review of the medical records, did you discover information that was relevant to the case? That is not hearsay. It's in the medical record, which I believe is in evidence, is it not?
Yes, I believe so. Didn't Mesner babble about it for ages?
Yes.
It's in there.
But Mesner was tendered as an expert, was he not? Is she not
Oh my
allowed
God.
to talk about her
Maureen should have
opinions of the
taken
medical record?
glasses.
Yes.
Honestly,
Next
I think
time, when in doubt.
she's just objecting to whatever she can, because that's why the previous objection, that's why the judge was like, well, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah, right.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
the judge
Just
is
throw all
predisposed.
objections at the wall, see what sticks.
you considered relevant to your assigned work on the Hernandez case.
Yes, ma'am.
Objection. Calls for hearsay. Your Honor, the medical records have been admitted into evidence.
She's talked about several medical records, so if that's the case, I would ask that she specify which medical records she's talking about.
All the medical records.
The medical records from.
You looked at all of them.
there.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you notice that gave you concern?
The records that I received, that they did not have the OBGYN records included.
There it is.
Due to the fact the child had a broken bone.
Mic drop. I'm calling mic drop.
Yes. Wow.
That was great. She got it in. They did not have the OBGYN records.
All right. And
she feels so bad. She looks so lost.
So
she looks scared, and this is not okay. But look, when you're going in as a witness and the other lawyer is going to attack you, and you've got to just know that, like, prepare for it. Just stay calm. Let your lawyer do their work, and just stay calm and answer the question.
Until the judge like piped in with, "We've already had 3 times." She's just trying to name the paperwork, and he's like.
It's uncomfortable because you don't want to do the wrong thing while you're up there.
No, of course not. But also, like, let's be completely honest. Nobody's doing anything to witnesses who are out of school on the stand. They don't even do anything to people who commit perjury. So you're fine. You're fine. You're going to be fine. The judge will bluster, but that will be it.
based on your experience with medical records in situations like this, was the absence of the OBGYN record an indication that it had not previously been reviewed?
Objection, relevance.
And Your Honor, this goes to the credibility of other witnesses who testified that they did review the OBGYN records very early.
I think that's
wow.
Why OBGYN records were not part of the medical records. What is your question?
And so my question is that if the OBGYN records, did it appear that they had not been reviewed by anyone who had previously participated in the care of Emma Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
The objection was ignored.
And this is on
Yeah.
January of
Yeah.
2024?
Gone.
Correct. January 30th of 2024.
Okay. And so your, why would a mother's OBGYN records be relevant if there's...
That's outside the scope of this witness.
Why?
Knowledge.
Well, no, it
Not your
isn't.
opinion, then she has to be qualified.
Oh my God, this guy.
This is based on her experience.
Yeah, why would you want the OBGYN records? Is perfectly reasonable.
She has knowledge outside the ordinary ken of a juror that she has to be qualified.
Then, Your Honor, I would seek to again qualify her on the basis of her licensed social work background and extensive experience with DFACS for 2 decades.
So, let me see if there's an objection.
Let me see if there's an objection. What?
Again,
You see that?
is going
You
down the
are-
line that we've already
she is
discussed time
objecting.
and time again.
Yes.
She is not qualified to testify about the material which was her RC too.
She doesn't even know why she's objecting.
Here,
I'm not going to allow this witness to testify and have to give an opinion.
Oh, God.
She can state what she does as a social worker, but for her to give her opinion, it
It's
has
not
to be
an
based on
opinion.
something. If it's going to be a medical
It's
opinion,
her
or something of
experience.
that nature, she has to be qualified that way.
What
It's
is
not
he
social work.
talking about?
And Your Honor, she is a social worker with a specialty in complex trauma.
But as I previously ruled before,
Oh, God.
I don't think that is an area that we need to be going into under these circumstances.
Complex
get
trauma?
one tongue-
We can't go
No.
into complex trauma? Now we can't go into what her... Are you kidding? So first it's parental fitness. Now she can't talk about complex trauma.
That's
Are
it.
you
Someone
kidding?
get worm tongue
Even
away
though-
from Theoden.
I mean, even though Emma was medically abused.
Flux, I know you got that one. All one people in the
That
chat
was a
who got
great
that
reference.
too.
That was beautiful. 10 out of 10.
I don't understand why this is. Wait, he says I'm not going to allow it.
Is the court's ruling that this case does not involve complex trauma?
Oh!
No, she hasn't been qualified in that area. So I'm not going to let her testify in
Is
that area at this point.
What do you
until
mean
she's
she hasn't been qualified in that area?
On the basis of what she was to testify about. That is my only ruling.
But Your Honor, was your ruling that she was not qualified on the subject area, or that you did not believe the subject matter area was relevant to this case?
I was not going to let her testify as what the court was going to be her testimony. It has not been offered any other way.
So, Your Honor, and we will continue, she is a treating, she's not a physician, but she is a treating behavioral therapist who has extensive experience and credentials specifically in the area of complex trauma.
And we went over this already.
Sir.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to
dismiss you.
I think this is going to end our day.
Oh my goodness.
Let you go about your business. If you would be back at 8:30 tomorrow morning, I appreciate it. Okay? Thank you very much. That's okay. Please be seated.
Yeah, I think you have a lower opinion of the chat than you think. The Lord of the Rings references, everybody knows it. Look, they're
Yay!
They're telling
I
you
am
we
queen
know,
of the nerds.
We know the Lord of the Rings.
Mr. Bernard, I'm going to ask that we do a proffer, and that way we're not going back and forth after what she's going to say. You know what she's going to say essentially, or what you want to ask her. I have no idea. So I'm going to let you make.
You don't need to know.
You're not supposed. You don't have to know. Why do you have to know what she's going to say? So you can stop her.
And then we'll see where we are at that point. Okay.
I didn't realize that was a requirement in court, was for the judge to know everything the witness was going to testify to.
Ms. Bixler would testify that her job was to be an expert as to the record for the termination hearing, and that she would be the one reviewing the medical records and making sure that there was compliance with the case plan that was produced by DFACS. So we've got a situation here in which there were already a number of issues with the case plan not being done properly as to one or both parents here. And this is where information was gathered that is highly relevant to questions of intent and behavior.
So what is she going to testify regarding that?
She's going to testify that these individuals, let me see if I can, if I may speak directly.
That's a sweet moment.
That was so cute.
That's the proffer I was anticipating.
So do you,
not the red flag for them, for the judge.
People for
It's so infuriating to see these two have to deal with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
A specialty of yours.
Yes, ma'am.
How many people have you made evaluations of in these circumstances?
My goodness. I mean,
There's no jury. You can testify. You can say,
I don't have.
There's no jury, ma'am. Now you don't have to shut up.
I've truly been, since 2014, I mean, I don't know how many cases, I mean, I've truly, most of the patients that I'm lucky to serve have had an allegation of child abuse and neglect. And then my drug rehab serves them as well. So I will often serve, like right now, I mean, I'm serving 10 people specific to child abuse and neglect. Like that's this month, but I mean, overall, I have served more people. I truly cannot give you an estimate. I mean, so many I can't count that.
Okay. Well, and so what are the things that you are looking for when you are working with people where there is some kind of allegation or suspicion of child abuse?
So I'm looking for patterns of behavior. So I look for, oftentimes the person will have a pattern behavior of appearing agitated, or they will, their nonverbal appears agitated, or they will be extremely the opposite. So I look for extremes in behaviors like mood disorders. Whenever I have an incident with a case of an alleged incident or physical or emotional abuse to a baby, I'm looking to rule out postpartum so that I can create a treatment plan around that if that is what is needed to help get a parent healthy again. I'm looking for, how they treat everyone in my office. We have cameras in the hallways, cameras in the lobby. We're looking at, how do they treat people coming into the building? Oftentimes people who have abusive behaviors, they're going to show it some way or other, whether it's, not making eye contact, not saying hello when someone says hi to them. Abusive people have abusive tendencies. And then I look for just any type of, I rule out personality disorders or mood disorders. So people who seek, want to be the center of attention, get angry when they're not the center of attention. You look for mood dysregulation.
Okay. And do you look at things like whether or not people are eager and enthusiastic to sign releases of information over to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And of course, are you suspicious of child abuse whenever there is an allegation of child abuse?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you treat it as you are a child abuser until I figure out that you aren't?
Yes, ma'am. I rule out every underlying possible mental diagnosis that could be made while I'm working with the patient.
Guilty.
And that's why I do look at all records, because it's not what people say. I look at like factual information.
That kind of makes
or
sense.
I will
in
even
her line of
go
work.
and see them with, if they're an alleged child abuser, I'm going to see them with their child multiple times. I'm not going to go by, what I think. I'm going to go and actually observe what's happening.
Okay. So you're not just in here to try to make excuses for child abusers and get them out of trouble, are you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So do you look for things like whether the children were planned?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look at issues like lack of empathy?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look at the healthy relationships with their own parents?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look for substance abuse disorders?
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned the mental health issues and personality disorders. Do you look for things like Munchausen's or factitious disorder?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look for marital issues?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look for chronic pain?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you consider this
I like
kind
that
of
it said
a
Munchausen's.
process to determine
Like
if
mood.
there are any risk factors that make you believe?
Blessed be the closed
well,
caption, for
it
from
seems
them
like
all
child
hilarity
abuse is a strong
flows.
possibility in this
Yep.
situation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you look for things like compliance with your protocols and processes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look at family connections within the community and other individuals who know these, the defendants or whoever it is you are working with?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you look at the nature of the investigation that has been performed against them so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you rely on the information that you get from those investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to, based on your wide experience with a number of different kinds of investigations, are you able to compare those investigations to each other to determine and assess the quality of the information that has been received from those investigations so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to test this information that you receive by checking it against other records and obtaining certified copies and other sort of cross-references?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you verify and double check all of these records that you get?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have protocols in place to determine whether or not your assessments are, I guess, would it be like a quality control? I know there's some kind of scientific term y'all use.
The validity. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the validity.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have additional protocols to test the validity of the results of the assessments that you conduct?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of assessments do you personally conduct?
I conduct parental fitness evaluations. I conduct.
Too scared to say it.
Evaluations. I conduct
someone hit her in the
alcohol
head.
evaluations. I conduct the comprehensive child and family assessments, and I do anger management assessments. Sometimes I do OBGYN postpartum assessments. I think that's it.
Well, and with the OBG postpartum, one of the questions that the state seems to have such deep concern with was you noticing that there was an issue in the medical records where the doctors did not have access to her OBGYN records and there was a broken bone by the child, right?
Correct.
And what drew your attention to this contradiction?
Because there are multiple different types of rickets disorders, and you can't diagnose a rickets disorder without looking at, neonatal rickets disorder without looking at the mother's records. You can't, you have to have the mother's records in order to say, because that is based upon the mother's vitamin D level.
So did it cause you concern
There it is.
when you came onto this case and realized it had gotten to this stage without anybody making these records part of the official records?
Yes, ma'am.
And you mentioned
Yes, the
rickets
jury
as
is
a
still
flag.
out, chat. This is all done outside of the presence of the jury for the unfair purposes of giving the prosecution and the judge a glimpse at what this testimony is going to be so that she can plan her little attack better.
I think what happens, and maybe it's just in my head, but it's like basically when they're done this portion, the judge is like, yeah, I'm not going to allow any of that.
Right. I bet that's what he says. I bet he's going to just say
like, nope.
She can't testify, right?
Yeah. From my memory, that's how it's going to go, is like none of this is going to work.
So in the course of your deep investigation and research and experience into complex trauma and child abuse, do you look into things like broken bones and what can cause them?
Yes, ma'am.
And what have you learned about the kinds of things that can be involved in situations in which there is a broken bone?
I've learned that if there is a anemia going on, like an iron deficiency, it would lead to a vitamin D deficiency. Why that is important to me is because if I'm treating somebody for an anxiety disorder or depression disorder, and they have low iron or low B or low D, then I could be the best therapist, but they need that to be addressed in order to be okay. If you have a D deficiency that is not met, no matter what age you are, we can all have a broken bone. So it's very important for the brain and for the bones and for the body to, get D from the sunlight. And if your body is not able to absorb that from the sunlight, then to make sure that you are on a supplement.
And have you learned anything about any connections between ethnicities and rates of neonatal rickets?
Yes, ma'am.
What have you learned about that?
That Asian women have an 11% higher chance of having a baby born with neonatal rickets.
Did that give you any concern based on the ethnic heritage of Emma Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
And now
You would think that the medical doctors would have known this.
when you are assessing
they know.
complex trauma, do you look at the possibility of disassociation by any of the individuals involved?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have valid tests that can determine whether or not these kinds of tendencies exist in a given person to a reasonable degree of certainty?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you conduct these tests on Tuckey Hernandez?
I did not. My agency did, and yes, and she did not have any type of disassociation or personality disorder things flagged up.
Okay. Did your agency conduct any tests with regard to Matthew Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What tests did you conduct with regard to him?
It was also a test for the name of it, but it was in regards to a personality disorder, which you would rule out for disassociation. And he did not flag any type of disassociation disorder. So I did not incorporate that in my treatment plan. And in my 43 times of meeting with the family, they never had an episode where they were disassociating, even when talking about stressful things like for children having broken bones or this criminal trial.
Okay. So it sounds like there's quite a number of red flags that could pop up at all sorts of levels of the process, even down to you noticing things about interactions taking place.
She said red flag.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And so in all.
Wait a minute, Megan. Can you pause it?
Family,
Jennifer, do you remember how many times Dr. Mesner and Choa saw Emma, like roughly?
Yeah, Stephen Mesner saw her the one time, and then at I don't even know, the third, not the second, because Pena, so maybe the third. So all in all, Stephen Mesner saw Emma maybe twice, but never even met Matthew Hernandez.
Okay, so, but this woman has seen them 43 times.
Right.
Now, I am going to go nerd again because for some reason, I get calmed down by listening to video game lore that I'll never play or board game. But it's like the Mechanica in Warhammer 40K where they're like worshiping a toaster because, they don't know what it was. It's like we're over here. None of this makes sense. And I'm in the middle of the congregation watching us worship a toaster and just asking, hey, could there... I just have some questions, Larry.
It's crazy. It's honestly nuts.
I can't believe none of this is going to be allowed in, but I have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
Did you find any red flags with regards to them that made you think these people could potentially fall into the profile of a child abuser?
No, ma'am.
And now, is it possible for someone to just commit an act of child abuse once and then never do any more child abuse?
In my career, not likely.
So you are looking for patterns of behavior.
Correct.
In order to make these determinations, right?
Correct. The only time that I've had a case where it was a one-time incident was when the family was intoxicated. And so once we alleviated the intoxication process or the mind mood altering substance that they were on, then they went on to be healthy parents. But I've never had a case that wasn't on substances, just have a one-time abuse pattern.
Was there ever any evidence or suspicion of improper substance use or abuse with the Hernandez family?
No, ma'am.
Did you confirm that through drug screens?
Yes, ma'am.
So we absolutely know there was no substance use or abuse going on.
Correct.
In that situation. Okay. Now, did you have any concerns in the course of your investigation about the way that the DFACS investigation was conducted?
Yes, ma'am.
And did DFACS want you to say that they were child abusers?
Oh
boy.
I don't know the answer to that. I know that they did not like it when I did not feel that they were child abusers. I did not feel like their children were at a safety risk.
Okay. And did you feel like this finding was treated with the same weight that your opinion is usually treated with during this process?
Here you go, Megan.
Oh boy.
So it was
there it
unusual in this process for your finding after your extensive testing that these people did not fit the profile of child abusers and that you did not believe that they were likely to have committed child abuse. So in most situations, would that finding have some impact on the process of reunification and or criminal charges arising out of the alleged incidents?
If the criminal matter is continuing to go on, then the reunification can occur. So it's based upon the criminal matter going on for so many years. The department stepped out of the case and placed the children with the aunt and uncle.
Now, when you saw in the record the doctors saying things like no explanation was provided for these injuries, what did you think about that?
The family has provided me with explanations of these injuries or possible explanations of these injuries.
And what are those possible explanations that they have provided?
So in March, Mrs. Hernandez, March 15th, she stated that they went camping over Memorial Day weekend in 2020, I guess it was 2023. And that Emma Hernandez's leg was stuck up, it was folded under, under her bottom in the car seat, and that the car ride was over 2 hours long.
Which
and
is
when
a definition
she
of
arrived
accidental
at
trauma.
The campground, her sister opened the door to get the baby out, and they realized that the actual leg had been bent for that long period of a time. So the family was concerned that something happened to her leg because it was Memorial Day right before the incident all occurred on June 8th. They've also provided that, they changed their first child by holding both feet and pulling it up and sliding under the diaper. And Aria did not have any type of injury, but they are concerned that maybe when they were doing that, maybe that is what caused it. They don't remember a certain time, but they definitely have racked their brains trying to understand how their child has a broken bone. As far as the bruising, around the head. They were concerned that maybe when they were burping her, they were truly, burping Emma just like they burped Aria. There never was any incidences, but they have actually asked me to make sure that, that would be a safe way to do it. And in my professional opinion, that is a safe way to do it, unless your child has something else medically going on that we might not know about.
Okay. And so you, having worked with lots of these cases of situations with allegations of child abuse, how would you characterize Tuckey and Matt Hernandez's response to the allegations of child abuse?
So their responses are very healthy. They're very healthy and they're very solution focused. They are not about themselves. They are very empathetic. They are concerned that their child needs their help, and they're more concerned about their child's outcome versus their own, which is not typical of a child abuser.
So appropriate loving parents, maybe?
Yes, appropriate loving parents on the bingo card, folks.
So of course, this is out of bounds to talk about for the jury.
Of course, because we can't have appropriate loving parent testimony in a case where the state wants to convict.
Who had not abused their child.
Correct.
And who were honestly looking for a medical solution or any kind of solution that would explain what had gone on in their lives.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was there... So what do you consider the biggest indicator of child abuse, if you can comment on that, or what some of them might be?
The biggest indicator of a child abuser is someone who is unwilling to take any ownership over any problem. Because you can't fix a problem if you don't acknowledge your part you played in it.
And so did you kind of perform any tests or activities in your office with Matt and Tuckey Hernandez to sort of test their reactions to see if they might fall into that category?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe some of those tests for the court, please?
So I would run late on purpose just to see if that would agitate them. I would change appointments.
That's diabolical.
If their responses back to me would be, more about themselves versus, what could be going on because I knew what I do for a living. When I would read the records, I would just sit there in silence and state, help me understand how you feel about this. Anything that's been done in these records, I've line by line gone through them and asked, help me understand. And I have never had a dysregulated mood. And I mean, the things I'm reading are, obviously very emotional for anyone. And her emotional responses are very empathetic and very appropriate.
And so have you ever observed either of them have any sort of negative or dysregulated or problematic attitude towards parenting?
No, ma'am.
And would you agree that a typical response of someone who has engaged in child abuse when presented with one of these situations is to, throw up their hands and disclaim effort and solution?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you ever see that with the Hernandez?
No, ma'am.
So one of the things that you were tasked with evaluating was whether or not these people are safe parents.
Correct.
And did you make a determination about that?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your determination?
But I feel they are very safe parents.
Okay. And you based that on the results of the medical and psychological assessments that you have conducted?
Correct.
The records that you have reviewed?
Correct.
And is there any other information you have relied on in coming to that conclusion?
In my one-on-one hours spent, I've spent 43 different sessions. Some sessions were 2 to 2.5 hours long with Mrs. Hernandez and Mr. Hernandez. And then also through observation of their visitations at my facility and the visitations at Thrive at a different location.
Okay, so you've actually got to observe them interact with their children?
Yes, ma'am.
On numerous occasions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did they always seem, what was their level of concern about their children?
So they would often be concerned that Aria, how Aria was doing some of her behaviors were showing that she probably was not doing okay being separated from her parents. And so we would work on ways to be able to help her feel safe, attachment type stuff. We would work on just how do you handle having a toddler and a baby, right? And make sure that they have equal attention. We worked in our sessions on anything that Mr. Hernandez or Mrs. Hernandez, really wanted help with to make sure that their roles are going to be okay.
Well, and just on a little side note, was there ever a language barrier when communicating with Mrs. Hernandez?
Yes, there was.
Can you describe specifically the kind of confusion that might take place as a result of that language barrier?
So I'm ruling out, does this person have any type of postpartum issue? And she would often say she missed her girl. And so I would ask, help me understand who we're talking about. And then when I would further talk to her, she would say Aria and Emma. But when she would say she missed them, she left out the pluralization of girls. So that's just one of the examples that I kind of found that's why some of my sessions were longer, was so that I could make sure that I was understanding directly what she was trying to communicate and vice versa.
Okay. So do you believe that these types of small language barriers could have had an impact on the way that Dr. Stephen Messner, for example, was communicating with her on June 6th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think it may have contributed to his assessment that she had committed child abuse?
I mean, it absolutely could have.
And do you do any other testing about comparing reactions to actual abusers in terms of making inquiries or trying to investigate further what might be going on in people's heads to determine if they are, say, parents or have abused their child?
So my agency does do full-blown, psychological evaluations to rule that out.
Okay. And what are some of the questions that you might ask and that you have asked the Hernandezes in this area?
So I have asked them through the AAPI, which is the attitude towards parenting. I've asked them questions about kind of more about how do you see yourself as a parent? What is your role? How do you discipline? Obviously, because there's a physical abuse allegation. So a lot of questions around discipline. What do you think is appropriate discipline? What is your mindset around discipline? Because mindset has definitely been shown to intentionality of who is going to abuse someone versus not abusing someone. So I've definitely utilized that tool when working with them.
Okay. So do you find this case disturbing?
Yes.
Even compared to other disturbing cases that you have had throughout your career?
Yes.
What do you find especially disturbing about it, Ms. Bixler?
Through my work with the parents, I do not feel that they meet any profile or have I actually operate out of adjustment disorder with anxiety because I have to, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, so I have to diagnose in order to treat. And the adjustment is being away from their children. I have not been able to find any underlying mental health diagnosis that would indicate any mental splitting, disassociation.
Yes, chat. We can call panel goes 2 minutes without screaming as we're all riveted. I mean, really, this testimony, this is pivotal to the entire case. And if I swear to God, I'm going to lose my shit if this judge is like, nope, none of it's coming in.
Nope. When she first started to go into her answer, I don't know if it looked like she was about to get emotional because she can see that these are appropriate, loving parents that want their babies.
She literally cannot diagnose them. She said she has to diagnose a parent so that she can work with them on something.
Yeah.
She has nothing but their separation from their children, which is not a diagnosis.
So that's what she ends up working on with them.
Yes.
Is how to, unbelievable.
Yes, how to deal with what the state is doing.
Yeah, how to deal with what the state did to their family.
And how disillusioning for for this woman who, you know, has probably helped a lot of families if the parents are willing to work on the substance abuse or whatever. This is a dedicated woman who sounds like, you know, she really loves her job, really wants to support families. And it's got to be incredibly disheartening to realize that the state doesn't care. That at the bottom of, you know, helping families, they don't care about helping this particular family because it goes against their narrative.
Right. Yeah, you can tell that she's a great therapist and that she doesn't judge. She's here to help and try and get parents the help they need to reconnect with their children. That's her goal.
Yeah.
I have just noticed Flux's new name. The judge is a dick.
That's my first name. My last name is Flux. My first name is the judge is a dick. It's Russian, so normally I just go by Flux, but yeah.
I can understand why. Kindergarten was a bitch.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. No. Kindergarten was a bitch is my sister's name.
Are you seething yet?
See,
we're
I'm
all
like on
seething.
the I feel
Wait till the
like,
judge's answer to find out if it's seething.
Well,
right?
then she's
Because
going to
right
choose
now,
violence.
I'm just sad.
I know, I'm
That's
sad.
sad.
too. This
It's
sucks.
sad.
Right now, I'm just sad. I'm like this woman. She clearly cares about her patients. She clearly
heard her
cares
say-
about this situation.
Some of
And,
their
like, mental
sessions
health-
lasted longer just to help make sure she understood Tocky. She
Right.
made the sessions last longer
Yeah.
just to make sure everything was okay.
And I'm just,
Unreal.
it's so frustrating and it's so disheartening. And it's like, as a professional, I feel like she's got to just be, like you said, just seeing that nobody actually cares about the welfare of the family and the child. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It all sucks, and I hate it.
The postpartum part, she doesn't meet criteria for that. I have not.
Oh, look, not lying. This is what not lying looks like, by the way. You can check
Not
that off your
lying.
bingo cards.
See,
Not
and
lying.
like also, it's like just such a huge difference between Metzger and this lady. Just like somebody who's so pompous and such, like you can tell he's got a stick straight up his ass because he's just like this
Well,
the
because he
entire
likes
time.
it, probably.
Well,
And
yeah.
like this doctor, this therapist, she's like, you just feel that she cares, and that plays off to a jury, and it's just like, how do the prosecutors not see any of this shit? Yes, I'm
Caroline
angry
got
now. I am now angry.
Caroline, congratulations on your bingo. You get Snake Chorus as your prize. You may get a new card. You may go for double bingo. We will not judge you, whatever decision you decide to do. But congratulations for winning bingo first. Is that Flux squalls out or Flux is going to get angry? Which one should we call?
I feel like the squall out made me angry. Squall out made it realized
All right,
my anger.
so we're doing both. Flux squall out and Flux is going to get angry.
Do we have panel cheats at bingo card?
No, I think that was on during the Maya Kowalski case.
Yeah,
or the Tims. I can't remember. It was one of the last ones.
To identify any mental health issue that would lead, or substance abuse issue that would lead Mr. Hernandez or Mrs. Hernandez to harm their child.
Do you have any opinion about the state's theory that they were repeatedly abusing their child as a tiny infant?
Do I have
Do you have an opinion on that? I mean, we can speak pretty freely here.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion?
My opinion is that if they felt that way, that they should have placed the family on a floor, the actual child abuse floor, and that they should have observed the parents with their children to make that thorough determination.
Are you kidding
I also
me?
feel that before you can rule out neonatal rickets, you should have obtained the mom's OBGYN records, and that I
Megan, can you
believe
pause?
that the child has continued in every document that I have read. She has
if I can
continued
get
to
back
have
the
it.
right. Okay.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that the Choa Hospital has access to rooms where they can monitor the parents. And they just decided to yoink this baby away from her parents rather than, I don't know, observe her.
I don't know that they've ever used that option. I don't know how, with the amount of families we're in the middle of supporting and have supported. I don't think it's being used at all, maybe ever.
Just when you thought you couldn't get angrier.
I always ask whenever, so they always talk about these supports for families, in-home supports, always. They always talk about it. We offer in-home supports for families. In all of my 20 years of me investigating different family court cases that involve CPS, not one family had ever been offered any in-home supports and care. They have it on the pamphlets. They have it on the pamphlets, but it's never defined what it is. Right. Like, what does that look like? What is an in-home support? But no one can answer the question, and I don't think it even exists.
It does not happen here in Georgia. Plus, for 13 years, we went to court all of the time for all of our foster kids and would sit in juvenile court listening to other cases. Nobody was ever talking about the support the family got at home. That was never part of a case plan. That was never an option. That is a lie. It's a facade because they want people to believe, God, it must be really bad because they bypassed the in-home care, went straight to foster care.
Right. But then I would love to get one of these DFACS workers on the stand and ask them, what is in-home care? What in-home care services do you offer? And give me examples of when you've used these things.
We need that for another one. I need to remember that, Megan. Because
remember that to tell Catherine that the next time she gets a DFACS worker up on the stand, she needs to grill them about in-home care services. Give me an example.
Reese Good is so involved in these cases and in the juvenile courts all the time. I would love to find out, has she asked that before and what was the answer?
Yeah, find out because I'm dying to know. I don't think they do. I don't think they have it. I think this is something they say they do, but they don't do.
Well, there wouldn't be any way to charge, would there? I mean, you would...
No one's making any money that way.
Yeah, it would be hard to bill and quantify. So by making people go to facilities, well, then that's billable hours in a form that Medicare and Medicaid and any other insurance can take.
Excuse me, I just had a yawn attack. Why am I so tired? What the heck? I guess I was up pretty early this morning. I was up at 6:30 for no reason other than I forgot to close my drapes and the sun blinded me at 6:30 a.m.
Off marker.
Not the sun.
And so I don't believe that we know exactly what is the underlying issue of what could have caused, that did cause a broken leg. But I believe that they thought it was this, if it was only non-accidental trauma and it was child abuse. My question is, I just don't understand why they wouldn't have observed them in that for, because I have been observing them for over a year. Wow. And I have yet to see any abusive behavioral pattern, period. Wow. In fact, I see the complete opposite, which is so much intentionality. Before they go to the visits, I used to see her in therapy. So she would work all night. She would get to my office. She'd have a home cooked meal. She would put it in my fridge. We would meet together and she would leave and go straight to that visit. I mean, the amount of effort that goes into making sure the children are properly nutritioned, properly cared for. I mean, that effort is, and through the backing of all of the assessments that they have had to do. It's not just what I see, but it also in their testing tools shows me that they have an above average acuity of parenting.
Wow.
And so you've seen some pretty bad cases.
No wonder they won't let her speak.
And in those, some of those really bad cases, has the state allowed the children to stay in the home while
yes,
they
ma'am.
figured it out?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, there you have it.
Has that surprised you, the way that Tuckey and Matt Hernandez have been treated, in contrast to some of those cases with verified examples of child abuse and neglect?
Yes, those are actually often death cases that I work. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you are putting all of your professional credibility in Forsyth County, which is substantial, as you have made clear. you are putting it behind this assessment, even though it's pretty clear the state doesn't want to hear it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. There may be some other questions for the proffer, but Your Honor, this is the basis of what we believe that Ms. Bixler would be able to offer to the jury. We hope it has been convincing to the court as well.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you have any
Hey,
questions?
Megan, can you pause real quick?
No questions, Charlotte, Your Honor.
No
I'll
questions.
get ready.
Hey, Jennifer, if you ever get a chance to tell Miss Bixler thank you, I can't imagine that those death cases, those very clear cases that children should have been removed, are easy. Thank her from me for being a voice for those kids, because you can tell she really cares, and it probably weighs heavy on her.
Well, it probably breaks her heart to know, like when she's worked with a family, knowing, hey, yeah, these are child abusers. Then they go home and kill their kid. And then you've got these parents who show no signs of any problem
Anything
whatsoever.
And we can't get them reunited
and we're
at all.
keeping them separated as much as we can.
And if this were just Georgia, but this isn't just Georgia, this is Indiana, this is Illinois,
Absolutely.
this is every single
This is not
state.
a Georgia problem.
And it's so infuriating, because how many times do we see kids ripped away, and then these children that have obvious crap spackle parents just keep getting put back and put back and put back, and then the state's like, mistakes were made, we will pay attention the next time. And no one loses their job. No one loses anything.
Worse, no one goes to jail. You know, there's only been one recorded case that I can remember, which is the one in Illinois, AJ Frund. That's the only case that I can recall where a social worker actually went to jail because of the death of that kid. That's it. In the history of kids dying in foster care, it's the only one where I know of where DFACS workers actually ended up going to jail. And it should happen way more often when these people fail at their jobs and cause the death of a child. There's no way they should be able to be blamed or not blamed for overlooking these types of severe cases. They should have to take the blame. It's ridiculous that they don't.
Well, we had I know it was Gabriel Hernandez in California, and the same social workers that screwed up in another case, and it was just a year later. Honest to God, y'all don't want me to run for president, because that would literally be one of my very few planks, apart from nationalizing Adele like Ben Face.
Well, you know that I have a stance that I don't believe in the death penalty anymore, except for public officials and people who work for the government who violate your constitutional rights. I personally believe we should save the death penalty for only those people, so that you are worried about going into public service if you aren't going to do your damn job. Because if some kid is killed because you couldn't get your files straight, I say straight to the electric chair. That's how it works. But see, this is why I will never be in charge either.
Can we do it like 1775 style?
Yes. Tar and feathered? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone thinks that tar and feathering, like you survive that. Yeah, you don't.
No. It is so much worse
torture.
than people think.
It is so much worse.
Okay, but
It is
most
so much worse
tar
than what you
and
think.
feathering is the worst Party City wig, and we are gluing that on with like Gorilla Glue. So, okay, not
Burning
Gorilla Glue, but not the real stuff, because look, that's the same about akin to scalping. But we will be using extra hold wig spray, and it will be ridiculous, and you will be made to wear it for at least a week.
At least.
At least.
Dang.
All right, let's hear what this judge is going to say.
A single question or answer from this proffer that is appropriate to go in front of the jury. Your Honor, this witness is being used as conduit to backdoor defendant's statements.
Man, you wish you got backdoored.
Furthermore, she is talking about, while a lot of this may be represented in juvenile court on DFACS matters, parental fitness, again, is not relevant to this case. It's improper character evidence. She's also talking about a diagnosis of neonatal rickets and how the
doctors
Yeah.
need to take into consideration
So?
in the OBGYN.
Yeah, they should have.
About vitamin D deficiency, and she's not a medical doctor. She's not qualified to testify about that. So I'm not sure how
How is
they,
she not qualified?
getting her to testify about
Megan,
something
can we
that
hear
sounds
what
like
a
purview
bitch?
of her profession.
What a bitch.
I know. I just need, or the bitch. What the fuck? Like the orchestral.
Oh, you
singing.
need that one. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. Hold on.
I forgot. Thank you. My blood pressure's going down.
Yes. What a bitch. What a bitch has been called on the bingo card. I can't stand this woman. Not a single answer. Not a single answer is relevant. Not a single
Okay,
answer is
then I would
appropriate.
like to object. Your mom is still mad you're not a doctor. Bite me.
We all feel better that in the eyes of Yee's mother, she is a failure.
Yes.
Your Honor, the court's already ruled on parental fitness and as well as regards to psychological profiling, and that throughout the proffer, it's clear that is the purpose for which they intend on tendering this witness. So
She's
at this
standing
point,
up
the state
mostly
would ask
tall.
that this witness,
Still dressed like Kim Jong-il, though.
She slammed down in that chair. She's so ridiculous.
All right.
It's hard to plunk with an attitude when
clear
you're
to me
92
that,
pounds.
Ms. Bixler, in the scope of her employment, has had involvement with Hernandez family, has been working with the juvenile court, and from what I understand was a participant, if not a very instrumental individual in trying to determine issues relating to what's in the best interest of these children.
Oh God,
and
here we go.
ultimately find if the parents could be a safe parent and that reunification possibly be undertaken. It's clear to me that Ms. Bixler, her opinions are at odds with either based on her testimony, other individuals with the DFACS department.
So what?
And with the state. At
So
this
what?
time prosecuting the Hernandez. I don't think she's taking it personal. I think she's giving her opinion basically based on what she does. And she's told me that she's done an alleged abuser investigation. She's looking at agitation, mood disorders,
Yes.
ruling out postpartum. How
Why does it
the
sound like
Hernandez,
he's going to allow this?
treat other people.
Tricking you.
Mood dysregulation.
Come on, Banjo
She's
Boy,
saying,
I believe in you.
Whether or not they have empathy. She's even gone to the point of being late or otherwise disruptive in their schedule to see if they were reactive to that. All to see if they have a behavioral abusive tendencies.
Don't
And
you think
she's
that's
concluded
relevant,
that they do
Judge?
not. She's also concluded that there's flaws in the medical evaluation because she believes that vitamin D and rickets are an option that should have been more fully explored.
And don't you
along with
think
the
this is
OBGYN
relevant?
reference. The court finds that Mr. Bixler is very much concerned about the Hernandez and their family. The court finds that all of what she has testified to appears to be, tell me if I'm wrong, was undertaken related to the juvenile court
Oh,
proceedings
here we go.
as it relates to investigation.
So it's not
coming
relevant.
up with safety plans to making plans relating to
Wow.
a more permanent plan, which, as I previously mentioned, that they would be safe parents and that they could begin reunification. What her testimony does not do is it does not address any matter that's relevant for this jury. This jury is not going to be asked to determine, if these parents are fit or whether they're able to take care of the
Yes,
child
they
or
are. It's the same
these children
thing.
or other children.
They're not going to
This
be
jury
asked
is gonna
whether
be
the
asked
parents are
if
fit.
this event occurred,
That's
before counts of
insane.
the
This is the
indictment.
most ridiculous
And
statement in the
as I
English
stated
language.
before, an expert coming in and profiling that someone has tendencies or meets the criteria is not permitted under Georgia law. It very much is important in the juvenile court.
How? No.
And that's where her work was, and continues apparently. I don't know the status of all the juvenile.
He doesn't. I don't know the status of the juvenile court.
The court does not find that her testimony
you could
meets
ask.
the relevancy standard, and the court this time will exclude her from testifying as to proper evidence.
We asked for a certificate of immediate review. You have taken away literally the entire defense of these people against the charges against them.
Your request is denied.
Oh!
Your Honor, we are going to need some direction from the court on how to proceed if
Can he
issues
do
such
that?
as behavioral.
Can he just she wants a review. She wants to go to the appeals court and he's like, denied. What do you mean denied? She can do an interlocutory appeal. Yes, she can. Yes.
She can, but I think he can deny what he's got purview for. So he is the initial gatekeeper for, I think, an appeal, like sua sponte, I guess.
He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be.
Well,
Jeez.
neither should any judge who's on the case. Judge Gull,
exactly
undenied herself so many times.
This is outrageous.
Abuse patterns and conformity are not considered relevant since Section 404 specifically contemplates that pertinent character traits of the accused are in fact relevant. And the pertinent character trait of having emotional dysregulation or disassociation or postpartum or all of these different qualities are indeed quite relevant.
All right, ma'am, I've just ruled on the evidence that's been presented to me. We're going to conclude for the day. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Oh my God.
We'll be back at 8:30 tomorrow.
Wow.
Will the court be issuing a written order?
No, ma'am, I doubt that. I'm in the middle of trial.
Thank you. Ms. Barlow, could we get a transcript at your earliest opportunity?
Oh my God.
All right, we're adjourned.
Wow.
What a douche.
What a dick.
Wait, so she comes
Wow. Oh, wait. We're coming back the next day. Okay, she's still on this day.
Counsel, Mr. Waslow, Ms. Bernard, do you have any other witnesses?
We do. So we do have Maureen Bixler, subject to the court's rulings. And I believe she is literally coming into the courthouse right now. And then we have Mr. Scholes to put the additional photographs in. And then we do have Deborah Cox is available, and we are trying to get her here as soon as we can. So that's what we've got.
What is Maureen Bixler going to testify?
Her observations.
Wow. He's going to be like, didn't we just do this yesterday? And I said no.
Looking at ye. He's like,
like I said, I understand she is coming in right now. Her son was graduating from 6th grade today.
Aww.
And Your Honor, I would ask that a proffer be taken up prior to based off of
another one?
Oh my God.
Dude, we just did this.
So, well, if it's the same stuff, then I don't see how any of that comes in.
Well, I mean, we will confine it based on we will certainly confine it based on the rulings of the court.
I don't think anything that she said
Oh, here we go.
is admissible.
For
based off the
fuck's
court's
sake.
ruling.
Did I call that yet?
She was going
Oh,
into
Miss E,
profiling.
congratulations.
She was going
A
into
pin
her
lump
opinion
hop.
on whether or not these defendants committed child abuse. She was going into
If she's seen him only in a professional setting, being
She's been around, I think it was over 100 hours or something she testified to yesterday, and it's those observations during that time period that we really didn't get into, so that's why we decided to.
What type of observations? This during
this guy.
counseling or?
And I apologize, Your Honor, we did go ahead and Ms. Barlow actually prepared a transcript of the proffer for us. And so I'm just getting that downloaded. She provided that to us this morning, but we do have the official court transcript.
Well, that's fine. I'm asking what she's going to testify here. Because she's not allowed on that proffer, she's not allowed to go into that.
Well, and of course, the proffer, we wanted to make sure we got everything possible in, Your Honor. And so
Okay.
but
So you're saying it's within the proffer?
I believe a lot of it is
Like, I'm just
within
gonna-
the proffer.
Just gonna do whatever we want. We're gonna do whatever we want.
And
Look
so
at him
she-
rubbing his head.
Yeah, so as especially as a treating professional, she will have some observations regarding mental health. She'll have some observations regarding interactions. And
Mental health, I'm not gonna let her go into.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
I'm not gonna
she's
let her go
only
into
a
mental health.
treating social therapist or social worker.
That's why I'm asking the proffer. The proffer was that she was being tendered as an expert, and she's going to give opinion regarding various aspects of this case, including essentially that the defendants did not fit the profile of parents that would abuse their children. I'm not looking at the proffer right now, but you know, I don't recall much that I would allow in, but I'd have to look at the proffer.
Certainly, Your Honor, and Ms. Barlow has filed the transcript with the court, and we did speak to Ms. Bixler extensively yesterday. She was available yesterday afternoon too, and so we have been working very hard on confining her testimony to.
Well, let me step off and get that. It's been filed, okay?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's a good start there. I think the state needs to get it. Everybody else needs to have that, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, I have obtained the transcript that was filed by Ms. Barlow, apparently, regarding the previous testimony of Ms. Bixler.
Apparently my court staff's
Ms. Bernard,
not helping me out.
What's informative as to what she would testify to now?
She will testify as to her observations of the defendants and their compliance with the court orders, their physical appearance and attitude as they came to her in her office. And she did observe them with the children, so she will be able to make observations that are similar to the ones that the court has.
But I already told you can't do that.
Both contracted by the DFACS supervisor.
So she's not going to go into any opinion. She's going to state observations.
Well,
Yeah.
You know, my continuing objection remains, Your Honor.
Well, ma'am, you know my rulings. I don't want to go back over that. You understand my question. She will not go into any opinion. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor, I have advised her of that.
Anything from the state on that?
You're right. I would object to anything about observation of compliance with court orders.
What?
I don't know how that's relevant to this case. Also, I think she needs to specify what court order she's talking about.
Yeah, JKD, exactly. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. We're going to do what we want.
A major part of the state's case, based on what they presented in their case in chief, is the idea that somehow one or both of these defendants violated the court order not to be around their children unsupervised and committed additional acts of child physical abuse between the dates of June 6, 2023 and July 10, 2023. The state called witnesses from multiple witnesses from CHOA who testified as to this, and they called Dr. Chang in particular, who testified that Emma Hernandez was a victim of a second instance of child physical abuse between June 6th and July 10th. So
they sure did.
I understand the 10th position, but here's what we need to do with Ms. Bixler. I will let her testify as to her observations of the children interaction with the parents. If they did not interact, then we're not going to go into it. It's only when the parents are with the children, okay? And we are not going to go into that she did it because she was undertaking a psychological examination or whatever she may state. She would be testifying only that she observed them.
I hate him
she
so
can tell
much.
where the observation was made, and then she can tell us what the observation was. We are not going into this back door into her having conducted whatever she's done and then try to come in a different way for her to explain what she believes happened. So if you wish to call her under those limited circumstances, I'll hear from her.
We do wish to call her under those limited circumstances, Your Honor, but also would appreciate a specific ruling from the court regarding our ability to go into the state's allegation about the second instance of child physical abuse that occurred while the child was out of the physical custody of the
That's fair.
What relevant evidence does she have about that?
The compliance with court orders, Your Honor. I mean, she has extensive, we've already heard her resume. She has extensive ability to comment on mental health and profiles and other issues.
No, she does not. She does not in this court under these circumstances regarding these accusations.
Oh my God.
She's perfectly fine, I understand, in juvenile court. And that's where she operates.
And that's where she's going to stay.
And we did also
That's
bring
where
to
she
the court's
belongs.
attention that one of
Good
the
Lord.
folks at her clinic testified.
This judge is a fucking monster. Whoever said outpost nerd, you're
Yes.
absolutely right. This judge is off the chain. I can't even comprehend what we are seeing here.
It is so
She's qualified in juvenile court, but that's where she's gonna stay. What?
Yeah, it's like you're getting too big for your britches, ladies.
You're getting
back
too
to the
old.
steno pool for you.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
In Hall County.
Oh, I
under her
hate this
license
guy.
In the child
What do you
abuse case
say?
involving the 7-pound 5-year-old. So her license has been qualified in Superior Court on criminal matters previously.
I don't know the circumstances. I know what I'm doing.
And I don't
As
care.
far as not allowing her to be qualified, we've addressed it. I've issued my ruling.
And we make our continuing objection, Your Honor.
So noted.
His stupid little comments after are unneeded.
The jury hear from it. and we'll
But
bring
it's
our
so
jury
funny
back.
to see the
Thank you very
dynamic
much.
between Catherine and Steve. Because
Oh,
she's like the one that's like the youngest, most feral, like, I'm not touching, I am not touching.
I'm not touching
and-
you. I'm not touching you.
And he's like the older child, like, Mom. In his defense, you dropped him on his head when he was a child. You know, like, let's just calm down. I will help him.
I mean, dick is not a bad enough slur for this judge.
No.
We have not come up with a nickname for this judge that fits. I don't feel we have one that fits the particular slime that this guy
Well,
oozes.
I have a term, but if you look it up, I warned you. He is an anal fistula, but do not look it up. You have been warned.
Judge Fistula. I don't
Yes.
know. We'll have to let that one roll around on the tongue for a minute. Oh, phrasing.
No.
I would recommend that.
My name is
Messner
Maureen
might.
S. Bixler, B as in boy, IXLER.
Well, we're looking pretty in
That's
pink
so
today.
cute and
And
pink.
good morning, Ms.
Right? I
Bowser.
was
Those
just
look
like, ooh,
really
I like
nice
that.
and pink.
To us after he
Like
came to speak to us on
blouse,
Monday.
blazer.
So I won't go into all of your qualifications again, but can you just tell us where you live and where you work, please?
Yes, ma'am. So I live in Dawsonville, Georgia. I work at Live Life Counseling and Live Life Sober.
And when did you first meet with anyone on the Hernandez case?
Objection.
I first met with the Department of Family and Children's
Irrelevant.
Services at the end of December
Surprised
2024.
you didn't object.
I began working with Mrs. Hernandez on January 30th, 2024.
And was there a period of time when you stopped working with the Hernandez family?
No, ma'am. And I'm so sorry. I met with the department in December of 2023. And then I started working with Mrs. Hernandez in January of
Jennifer,
2024.
What is this judge's first name? I want to look him up on the robing room. I bet his reviews are insane.
David.
Well, I also
David.
I also need to do a deeper dig because what is the reasoning behind the Georgia statute not allowing these witnesses about the fitness
I
of
don't know.
parenting to go
I don't
into
know.
a criminal? Because it would seem that we would need to go directly to the statute to get this changed because it
needs to be
I would need
changed.
to understand. I need to understand the reasoning because I believe that was
But judges
cited
have-
as 1976.
We
as
found it
the statute.
1975 or 1976, right? Was when the statute was written. And I will say that I think that judges have wide, authority. And so if he decided to allow it in, it's allowed.
Yes. Yes.
So he
Yeah.
can quote the statute all he wants, but he knows he has every authority to let it in.
To allow
Yeah,
it.
and that's why I think you would have to go to the legal route because you get a judge like this, they're going to cite the statute all day long. And it's been a couple years since 1975, so maybe we need to look at that, Georgia.
Maybe he was around when they
He
wrote
probably
that.
wrote it.
And I have been working with Mrs. Hernandez and Mr. Hernandez from January 30th, 2024 until the present time.
And during this time, have you had occasion to meet with or supervise any visitation with the children, Emma and Arya Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us when and where that was?
Yes, ma'am. So that was May 30th, 2024. I observed a 2-hour visit at Thrive, used to be called Staff Center Thrive Together, and I did observe that visit.
Okay. Now,
what county is this judge in?
Forsyth.
It is Forsyth? Okay.
based on, so first of all, what did you observe about the Hernandez's arrival at the appointment?
Mrs. and Mr. Hernandez were on time. They were early for that visit. They came prepared with meals. They came prepared with, they had like an arts and crafts activity. And they were attentive to their children throughout the visit.
He's a one-star judge.
What did you observe about the arrival of the children?
Shocking.
Something about that shocks me. That's a
One
total
star.
shocker.
Holy
I'm
shit.
surprised he earned one.
Look at these lists. Okay, now again, as the disclaimer,
Sure.
anyone can leave a review on of this of judges like this, okay? And after this, I will expect you to go leave reviews for Judge Dickinson because it's the only thing we can do at this point.
Yeah, really.
Judge David Dickinson is rude and openly works against families in Georgia. He made it abundantly clear he does not care about children and their well-being. More than once, he made the statement, "This is Superior Court. We're not here for the best interest of the child." Those who work
Somebody
for
from
him,
this trial wrote
it
this.
could be. It could be.
Damn,
Those who
when
work
my
for
own
him
words
in his
come back to
courtroom
haunt me.
and under the DA are extremely unprofessional. They spend their time sitting in the courtroom, loudly making rude comments while scrolling on their phones. I'm sure this is it. This is this case. Oh my. Oh, another officer actually kicked an elderly doctor out of the room for using his cell phone, despite this doctor explaining he's deaf and was using a program that transcribes words that are being said. What a disgrace these individuals in Forsyth County are. Yep. Let's see. Here's another one. Criminal defense lawyer. Now, that was not a lawyer. This one is made by a lawyer. 1 star. Would not vote him in again. Even the Tin Man had a heart.
Wow. Damn.
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 That was made in 2024, so that was before this case, right? Let's see. He has no compassion or backbone. Why have a judge rule if you're always going to do what the state wants? Then we have a litigant who says this judge allows litigation to continue unnecessarily. This is from 2017. Unnecessarily running one parent out of money simply because the law allows people to file whatever case they want as there is no pre-qualification process. It also appears the judge favors men in civil litigation. Well, I could have told you that. This judge has ruled out of both sides of his mouth, but of course you cannot dispute rulings since he thinks he's God. He certainly has not cared about the best interest of my child and went so far as to disrespect our religion, despite the fact that religion is one of the final parenting decision-making areas, according to Georgia law.
Oh.
This guy seems like a winner. He seems like a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Well, yeah, chat, I'm going to drop the link in case you want to leave a review for Judge Dickinson because
You've seen him in action.
And you have every right to leave a review should you wish to.
Oh, Lord. Is the judge going to come out with a vertical horizon chart? It's going to be like, you are all mean to me, and the people on the internet I am going to subpoena are Meg and Mo and Flux. And I am not a dick.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to review him right now. I'm reviewing him right now. Enter your details. Megan Fox. Writer at protonmail.com.
It has to be done.
It has to be
does.
done.
It
Do I
does.
have to put my zip code? No, I don't. Oops, whoops. .com. No, that's not that kind of website.
That's not the
No,
same thing.
no.
It's not the same thing.
Temperament, 0. Scholarship, 0. Industriousness, 1 star. Flex, I would give less if I could.
I know.
Flexibility and scheduling, I don't know. I'm going to leave it blank. Even-handedness, nope. Even-handedness, nope. Well, I don't know about
Nope.
civil. Oh, I can't
Yeah.
uncheck it. Sorry, I thought that was criminal. General inclination in criminal cases. No. 1 is pro-defense. 5 is pro-government. 5. General inclination in
Governmento.
criminal sentencing. Well, I'm assuming it's government.
Pro-state, yeah.
Pro-state. Comments.
Oh boy.
He's a dick.
I have.
He's not just
watched
named Dick.
Judge Dickinson preside over the Hernandez case,
Oh, that's a good one. Just to put the name in there.
as it is
Yes.
public record and
Yes.
available for all to watch on YouTube.
Thanks to You Are the Power.
This man does not deserve the robe he wears or the bench on which he sits.
Ooh.
While
He
wearing
is
garters.
a disgrace to
Allegedly.
the justice system in America.
And the
He is
douchiest douche. that has ever
100% pro-state and 100% against the presumption of innocence.
He, in fact, facilitated burden shifting.
He, in fact, facilitated. That's a good one. Burden shifting
Sometimes I come up with good
to
gems.
the defense and required them to prove their innocence on the stand. Why can't I spell?
I can't.
I
Because
have to go quick
anger.
time to fix- I'm angry.
Yeah,
I
we're
can't. I
angry
didn't. I'll go back
typing.
and fix it in a minute. Prove their
Anger.
innocence on the stand after not allowing their witnesses to testify for them. The word disgrace does not even
For more
describe.
shaming, look at Megan Fox on youtube.com where we roast him for hours.
does not even describe the particular feeling of disgust I have for judges like this. He
Goes against
should
everything.
be reassigned to the morgue where he
That could be
can
considered a
preside
threat. You know that's how
over
he's going to take it.
people who he can no longer harm.
True.
Yeah.
That's not true. There was some
I should say in here
judge who was
particularly, he should be reassigned to the morgue as a janitor, so they can't
Yeah.
take it as a
There we
threat.
Yes.
Where he can
because
preside
you know he
over
would.
people who he can no longer harm. Because that is what I meant. I
was-
didn't mean he
and I
should
was
go to
gonna-
them. He should be put in the
No.
morgue. I meant he should be
No.
put in charge of the morgue.
Although his mental function does make me wonder if he's already there.
Well, I
Right.
was gonna say you have to be careful though, because there was that one judge who got convicted and in trouble because he was an estate judge, and he ended up taking a bunch of estate money and screwing
my
over a
God.
bunch of people with estate. So you can even screw over the dead people. So you got to be careful on that too.
Fair point. That's why he's
That's
a
a
janitor.
fair point. That's a fair point.
Terrible.
But giving this man authority over living people is a massive mistake. He is unqualified and
A
what's the
danger to
other word?
society.
repugnant to the thought of the founders' ideals placed in the Constitution, of which he is supposed to be guardian of thereof. Oof. I don't know. I can't remember prepositions.
I'm looking for a word. It is a specific word. He's unqualified and it
Satire.
means less than it means not less than qualified. It means less than a oh God. What's the word? This is gonna drive. See, this is my writing. This is when I write.
I know, but you're not giving me anything to help you figure out the word.
Hold on, I know.
Less than
I'm trying.
qualified?
It's not. It is unqualified, but also, hold on.
Delusional.
No, not incompetent. We're getting closer though.
Mediocre?
It means not undignified, but he doesn't rise to the standard of the occasion, is what I'm trying to say. Does not rise to the standard of the occasion. Does not,
decorum. He doesn't have the decorum or the behavior.
Indecorous. No,
Yes.
that's not the right word either. See, this is why I can't.
But it
do
does
these
sound
things
like
live.
dick,
I'm a writer,
and I
and I will
like
sit here now. I will sit here for 30 minutes and think about the right word. Limp. Who said limp?
That's it. Impotent. I like impotent.
It means
incoherent.
Beneath. Oh, beneath might work. Unqualified and beneath the dignity of the office he holds.
You have to find a reason to use the word betwixt.
Betwixt. Or backdoor. If you can use the phrase, he also says backdoor a lot in his courtroom, and I'm offended.
And his attitude toward justice is beneath the dignity of the office he holds. Imagine removing a defendant's entire defense.
Yeah.
And expecting them to fight their case facing 80 years with their hands tied behind their back. This is who Judge Dickinson, who the dishonorable Judge Dickinson is. I shouldn't even capitalize.
He has the social niceties of a southbound donkey.
Douche canoe. Who said douche canoe? Fight their case facing 80 years in prison with the, and the Hernandez family is completely innocent. And thankfully, the jury saw
despite
saw through the attempts by the state with the help of Dickinson to railroad them into jail wrongfully, and found
if you
them.
Sign off with cacaw, I will pay you $1.
And found them not guilty. It's a miracle, and no thanks to him.
Wolverines.
Red Dawn.
Wait, why can't I submit this? Did I do too
I think
many
you
words?
I think you do have to put your zip code, so if you want to take it off screen
well,
so you can
and
add
I think
that.
you have to put a star for the civil litigation, even though you didn't.
And you might have to put your occupation in.
Oh, what field is? Oh, the zip code is required. All right, hold on.
Pick another zip code.
I am not. I am
right.
Not
Any
that,
zip code.
I am other.
Also,
there we go.
We need to now remember, now that we've done this, every time we go through Georgia, we're going to have to go away from this particular county. So
We're
I've
gonna have
already
to
got
drive around Georgia.
basically all the F counties: Forsyth, Fulton. I'm staying out of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
This is awful. This is just awful. I'm proofreading my bad grammar.
I'm
probably
surprised that Catherine wanted to bring Maureen back, and she just seemed so brave about it, so like nonchalant, like, we're gonna be calling Maureen Bixler, Deborah Cox, and it's like she just kind of just like no big deal.
And this is where the BDE, the big Schmeckel energy, is appropriate. This is where she's brazening it out because she knows that the jury is going to be thinking, why in the hell isn't like the, head
What happened to that
person
lady?
who. Yeah,
What
they're
happened?
going to be thinking that. And she is not playing for the judge. She gives no damns about the judge. She is playing for that jury. And that's what makes her, again, being confident, having kind of that big, energy is not always bad, especially if you're using it for good. But you have to be very wise when you use it. And she knows who she's playing for. And
It's
she
smart
knows.
to bring her back because the jury
Yeah.
doesn't need to wonder where she went. They need to
Well, and
remember.
they've really, my guess is with Catherine, they have gone line through line of that proffer and said, okay, we can't talk about this. We are only going to talk about this. Use these
Well, I
words.
guarantee you, though, she's going to try and get something in it.
There might
Get
be
something in.
something. Might be an
Something.
effect.
To this visit.
When the children did arrive, they ran directly to their parents. They were so excited to see them, and they were hugging them.
What did you observe during the visitation?
I observed Aria getting a little upset when the parents were attending to Emma, and I observed Mrs. Hernandez and Mr. Hernandez taking turns, making sure that Aria was comforted. I observed them changing a diaper of Emma. I observed them having the children sit down, eat their meal, laugh, smile. I observed them playing a game with Aria. They were in a big gym type setting, so they were, running after her, playing with her, picking her up. They were carrying Emma the whole time. Both children were attended to the whole 2-hour visit. And then at the end, I did observe Aria getting very upset that she wasn't able to leave with her parents, and both.
I think she's sticking with observations about.
It's
Did they
observation.
object to
She
that?
observed,
Your Honor.
Yeah.
She objected.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I observed
Wow.
both parents
Overruled.
being attentive, nurturing, knowing that a toddler and a baby, when they're upset.
Opinion.
I'm going to sustain on that.
So just
Okay,
continue with the observations that you personally made about this instance.
Okay, both parents were rocking the children, holding the children, like close to their chest. Both parents even had the kids, once they were calmed down, help clean up. Like they were holding Emma, but they had Aria help clean up. They reinforced manners. They walked the children out to the car of the transporter that was taking them. I watched the parents put them in the car seats, even give the children water for the ride back. They in a child-friendly way said, we'll see you soon. We love you. Please behave. And then the children left.
Did you observe anything else about the children's demeanor during that departure process?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you observe?
I observed Aria crying, saying, please take me
You
home.
go with what the child said.
So just if you could observe her your observations about her mannerisms, how she was conducting herself, and what you could physically see and view.
Also, objection to relevance. Again, Aria's not part of this indictment.
Or give her back.
I will
Yeah,
allow it,
seriously.
Mr. Bernard, but I will ask that we move forward after this question on this issue.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. If you could continue, please, Ms. Bixler.
Aria was asking to be taken home.
Just remember
I'm
not
sorry.
what she said,
Oh,
but
I'm
just
sorry.
what you
What I
observed.
observed. I observed her crying, and I observed Emma also crying and reaching for her parents.
Oh.
They both were reaching for their parents while they were leaving. And that is what I observed.
And they were distressed.
Thank you. Did you Did you observe anything in your interactions with the Hernandez family that gave you information about the particular nature of any language barrier Ms. Hernandez may have had in communicating with you or others?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the jury what you personally observed?
When I meet with Mrs. Hernandez, she often states the sentence, "I miss my girl."
Okay, we can't go into hearsay.
And
She's
Nora, I
trying
think
to
in this
explain a
case, it
language
specifically
barrier.
goes to what the state brought in regarding Dr. Messner's impression of how well Ms. Hernandez was comprehending his questions.
She
and what
can tell us whether or not she believes she comprehends or not. I'm not gonna go into what she states, okay?
Well, and Your Honor, we believe this would be a specific instance that would be relevant in helping the jury assess the credibility of Dr. Messner's testimony regarding the way he communicated with Mrs. Hernandez.
That's irrelevant. There was an interpreter available for her.
Oh my gosh.
And Your Honor, if I could make a continuing objection on the grounds that when the state introduces something in the case in chief.
Yes.
You're
then
supposed
is
to be able to
permitted
rebut it.
bring in
I am
evidence
going to
to
need a heavy
rebut.
bag.
Ms. Bernard, I want to ask that we get, if we need to take up speaking objections, we excuse the jury. I'm sustaining.
We don't want them to
your,
hear, Ms. Bernard.
Going into that issue with this individual.
Oh my God.
She can testify if she had any difficulty speaking with Ms. Hernandez. I will let her testify to that, but we're not going to go into what was said.
And I will just do a continuing objection for the record, but if you could confine your testimony to the court's ruling on
Yes,
that
ma'am.
subject
Yes, ma'am.
regarding your communication with Mrs. Hernandez.
I spend usually 2 hours instead of a typical 1 hour session so that I can ensure that what she or her husband are stating to me, I completely comprehend and understand the way they're needing for it to come across.
Okay.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
She got it out there.
Yeah.
And I like how she's making direct eye
eliminate
contact with
Oh,
the jury.
yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh God. And she is
Hey,
holding back
and-
tears.
Do you recall what the jury was doing at this time? Because this is so combative. Like, what was do you remember how they seemed?
Same thing. Uncomfortable. People just uncomfortable. You know, in the Tim's, there was a lot of laughter, like a lot of like laughter from the gallery. We would have to hold
Snickering.
things back.
Mhm.
Snickering. Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of eye rolling from the jury.
Wow.
It wasn't like that here. It was very, because we had already been talked to about our facial expressions. Like, watch your facial expressions. Don't make big facial expressions in this room. So, I mean, everybody's just kind of like sitting real, like my kids, I'm like, sit and barely breathe. Like, because my kids will roll eyes at stuff like this. Like, can you believe it? And I'm like, none of that. Like,
Yeah, no, so are my kids.
So same with jury. Like, they're just sitting there.
Patrick, thanks for the 5. The word of the day is self-incrimination, as in watch Megan Fox writer self-incriminate about her using Colombian toothpaste. It's African. JKD Buck, thanks for the 2. Today is Harrison Ford's birthday. He's 84. Well, happy birthday, Harrison Ford. Liz Bird, member for 15 months, 3 hours ago, watching a replay. I had something to say, forgot now, have some square bullet points instead. Well, thanks a heap for the square bullet points that I hate. I shall continue.
Did the Hernandezes did either of the Hernandez parents ever communicate with you about any of the possible explanations?
Objection. These are statements of the defendants.
Sustained.
Yes, and Your Honor,
Sustained. We are not going into that. Next question, please.
no, this is literally what the state was cross-examining the
Fair.
state
Can
on
go into
previously.
Ms. Bernard, I've instructed you not to go into this area. Okay? Next
Oh my
question.
God.
My next question is, were the OBGYN records part of the medical records you had been provided by the
I
state?
think this is an ask and answer before now.
I believe it was asked.
That's not his job. If it is, wait for the state to object. He's objecting for the state.
For them.
Oh, dear Heavenly Father, give me the strength to not say the words that are right there.
Is Cahunt on the bingo card?
No, but
is the C word on the bingo card? Because it needs to be, because I want to call the judges the C word.
I swear, I don't know if we're going to get cross-examination without us just all exploding.
Oh my God.
I don't think, I think it was answered in front of the jury.
Maureen started to shake her head no, but she stopped.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I better be quiet.
Did the parents ever show you any photographs or videos of the children?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the parents ever conceal anything from you about the children?
That's cause for speculation. How would she know
We're
what's
talking about visitation. If we're not talking about when she's observing the visitation, we're not going into anything. Okay?
Okay, but did the parents ever conceal anything for you or provide any indicia of dishonesty or hiding things?
Objection. How would she know what's being concealed?
Because
she's a
professional at this.
Profiles.
Well, let's move on.
Because, you know, addicts are always honest.
This
How does
where it
the
was
state
so
know it's being
uncomfortable.
concealed?
That we believe is appropriate.
I hate him.
Maureen's so brave to be looking at the jury. She
Did
is just
you-
like zoned in. Catherine doesn't even know that.
Did you observe any indications of attachment issues?
Objection.
with the children?
Objection, Your Honor. We've already addressed this.
And again, it's going directly to the
No, you
visitation. Your Honor.
haven't.
You
No,
MFS.
ma'am. No,
This
ma'am.
is the
I'll
visitation.
tell you what she observed. She observed that.
Did she observe? That's what she asked.
About attachment. She can tell us. I'm giving you leeway, but she can describe what she saw, okay?
Can you please describe what you saw about the interactions between Aria and Emma and their parents that you have not already described to the jury?
Oh, I'm so annoyed
Yes,
by
ma'am.
this.
I observed a secure attachment.
Objection, Your Honor. You've already addressed it. She cannot go and do this. She is blatantly violating the court's order.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I will
What?
ask that you disregard the last statement. of the
What is
witness.
happening?
What?
Disregard the last statement. Pretend it didn't happen, guys.
We don't care about the safety of the
What did
children.
you
This is a criminal
observe
court.
About
Catherine's so
the
smart.
parents' affect and demeanor generally.
They have a normal affect. Check 43 sessions.
This is opinion evidence.
She is being so snarky.
Again,
Look
I'll
at
let her
poor
describe
Maureen.
What she saw during the visitation. Not give her opinion at what we've addressed previously.
I'm honestly shocked that the state's actually objecting because the judge objects for her.
Yeah, I know.
Keep in
Why is she
mind
even bothering?
The court's limitation. What did you observe about
Keep in mind
the
the
parents'
court's limitation.
affect and demeanor?
I'm gonna describe like their mood, their face, and what they say matches. So when they talked about missing their children, they showed that they were upset by crying, like quivering of a voice. If they showed that they were gonna go see the children, they had like their eyes were not glassy, their eyes
Holy
were
shit!
like,
With this testimony,
trying to
what they
describe
found
it.
This
Their
is
out.
eyes
so
were always, they made good eye contact with me. They didn't raise their voices to me.
Why are you objecting to this? You said she could testify to her observations.
Look, he said next question, please.
The affect and demeanor, Your Honor?
I think we've now addressed it.
What?
I don't even remember it feeling like this. This is so sad.
And we wonder why people that care about children get burnt out.
Yeah.
We wonder why people who are really called
Did you
to
want to
help
testify
families.
to this jury today, Ms. Bixler?
Objection relevance.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
She answered after.
And Your Honor, I think it assists the jury in evaluating
Oh my gosh.
the witness's credibility and potential bias.
Wow.
She answered, so.
Yes, she did.
Well, that is my final question. I believe the state may have some additional questions for you, Ms. Bixler, as well as co-counsel. Thank you very much for your
The
testimony.
state just
on
wanted
behalf
to
of the-
punch you in the left boob.
Thank you.
Mr. Wassley, do you have any questions?
The disbelief.
I believe you testified that Tocky
In the
is very
deck.
attentive with the children.
Yes, sir.
I believe you testified that Matt is also very attentive with the children.
Yes, sir.
Can you describe for us what you observed as far as how they were attentive with the children?
Mr. Hernandez and Mrs. Hernandez were not on their phones. They got down like floor level to meet and greet the children. They followed the lead of their children. So when Aria wanted to go play the game in the gym, they followed her. When Emma needed her diaper changed, they told Aria that they were going to change Emma's diaper, asked if she could help. When Aria got upset, Mrs. Hernandez got on floor level with her, validated her feeling by stating, I understand you want to keep playing this game.
What are you objecting to?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Hearsay.
Oh, the hearsay.
Mrs. Hernandez got down on floor level. She followed Aria. Both parents walked. I observed them walking with the children, paying attention to their children, and not distracted by any phone or thing or person in the room.
Have you already testified, did you state how many sessions that you had with the children?
I observed one session with the children and the parents. 43 sessions with Mrs. Hernandez and Mr. Hernandez.
Let's stick with the children.
Just stick with the children. He doesn't want her to tell the jury how much time she spent with these people.
Mr. and Mrs. Hernandez being selfish in any way towards the children.
No, sir.
That's all I have.
He's like, I'm not going to touch the rest of this.
Yeah, I don't think she has questions for her, I bet.
During this one
know.
session of supervised visitation that you
Oh,
had,
yes.
did the parents know that you were watching?
Yes, ma'am.
That's going to be her question.
That's it. That's her only question.
What a bitch.
Thank y'all.
God, I hate her.
Wow.
Maureen's like, get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Okay, that was thoroughly frustrating, and I feel like we got gypped today out of a good time because that wasn't the
I
opposite
know, I
of a
need a
good time.
drink.
Yeah.
God,
That
it's
was
cold.
upsetting.
Wow. That was very upsetting, and I hated it. I hated every second of it, and I'm sorry, chat.
But share this out.
very
This is the
upsetting.
kind of thing that people need to know is happening in our courts. These are the kind of stories that aren't, drama llama ding dong stuff and aren't as fun as whole milk or not, but they need to get out. And,
Yeah. People should know that this is what's happening.
Sucks. All right, we will be back next week, next Monday, I do believe. Yeah, I'm not out of town. We will be back next Monday to continue this, where we will bring to you Indiana Bones, Dr. Bones. He is the bone specialist who will be testifying and holding class. So make sure you show up with your notebooks and your eyeglasses. You're going to need them. There will be a class taught, and you will learn something. He is awesome. You will love him. Mo, And Flux, why don't you girls tell us what's coming up for you? We'll start with Mo.
Let's see. Well, tomorrow I will be doing Mornings with Mo. Headlines, hopefully no more rest in peace headlines. Hopefully we got those all covered. And then we will be continuing to speed run as much as one can the Tyler Robinson case. I will be working on a bingo card. We have Marty, the moron sandwich, to deal with Kathy Nestor and young Richard Dreyfuss. Was it Norwalk, the new defense attorney? He looks like a young, angry Richard Dreyfuss from Mr. Holland's Opus.
Fun.
So, if you want to watch something, just a little bit disheartening, but with dark humor, I'll be doing that this week.
What about you, Flux? What do you got coming up?
Well, Project Zomboid, Stable 42 is about to drop soon, so I'm getting ready for that. And also there's the last and final update for Grand Theft Auto 5 hits tomorrow. So this is the last update before 6 comes out, which is supposed to be like the entire game-changing game of the
do
game
they have a
universe.
mobility edition? Like you get to ride your scooter, Tokyo Drift?
They do have a moped. They do have a moped, and it's evolved. Like, you can get, like, paper routes and have, like, legal jobs. It's weird. It's a whole universe, but I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. It's a new heist. We get to rob an art museum. So, it's always fun.
Nice. That sounds fun. And Jennifer Williams with You Are the Power. Jen, what do you guys have coming up over there? What are people supposed to be looking out for at youarethepower.net these days?
We have still the call to action for the Patterson family in Florida. We've got a family here in Georgia that is just, we can't give much updates to because they have really crappy attorneys and they're literally refusing to do nothing. It's so hard. We need more attorneys and we really do need more volunteers. Like what I do is volunteer. I'm not paid anything. And there's different levels of volunteers that people can be. So it's free if you want to just join in just to get the updates so you can be part of the call to actions. That would be awesome. Keep up with on our socials, all the call to actions.
Absolutely. Youarethepower.net. Thanks, JKD, for dropping that in the chat. I do appreciate that. All right, guys, go and have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're
a
trying
look.
to, can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.